They're on commercial break, so what we're doing is we're waiting for the um the scorecards. I had it 7 rounds to 5 for Avanesyans. Avancian. I can't, I've been practicing how to say his name for like the last 15 minutes or so while watching the fight. But every time I say his name, I just keep thinking of Evanescence. So I'm T Street Controversy. This is T Street Controversy Live. Listen, Shane Mosley is 44 years old. He'll be 45 in a couple of months, I believe. Now, of course, we got fighters these days fighting in their late 30s and 40s, but Shane Mosley is done. Now, for some reason, I'm watching this card live. Right now, this video is real time, so I don't know who won yet. It's the commercial break after the 12th round. And you know, when they put it on TV, they have the commercials and then they, you know, read the cards. But for some reason, I wouldn't be surprised if Shane Mosley gets the decision in a fight in which you should watch that he loses. Now, I'm going to tell you the whole story. Well, I'm gonna briefly tell you about it and then talk about it later on in the video. But late last year, Shane Mosley took a trip to Venezuela. I believe it was with Venezuela, and he met with the WBA president, Gilberto Mendoza. And voila, Shane Mosley returns from that trip, fights some guy somewhere. I believe it was down there too, for some underling WBA belt, and then he fights this Evanescence guy. And the winner of this fight, whether it's Shane Mosley or Evanescence, gets a shot against the winner of Thurman versus Porter. Now, the WBA, if you don't know, is all fucked up anyway. You know, that's a I'm getting things together to do a nice detailed video on just the whole fucked up WBA situation. You know, they're about to read the scorecards. Like I said, I would not be surprised if they give it to Shane Mosley. I should have did a live stream. Championship rounds of boxing. We go to the judges' scorecards. Please subscribe. Follow me on Twitter. Senior, 114, 113. Judges Sergio Pais and Dennis O'Connell have it 117, 110 for your winner by unanimous decision. And still, WBA interim. I can't wait to hear what Shane Mosley has to say. It's over. It's over for him. As far as boxing is concerned, what is he going to do? He's going to go the Roy Jones route? Actually, two of the judges had a wider margin than we did at ringside. Let me mute it until we hear what Shane Mosley has to say. So as I said, you know, this is kind of what the WBA gets for pulling this bullshit. Shane Mosley is 3-4. No, excuse me. Shane Mosley is now 3 wins, 5 losses, and 1 draw in his last 9 fights. It's just nothing left for him. So now Al Heyman is somewhere looking at his chops. Al Heyman somewhere looking at his chops at this Evanescence guy, because this Evanescence guy is now the mandatory for Keith Thurman versus Sean Porter. So we can imagine we're going to see that on PBC or Showtime some fucking where. Very strong boxer, good boxer. Let's see what he has to say. Thurman will may fight for Thurman. I'm ready. And you beat Thurman, you think? Yeah. Well, we're looking forward to it. Congratulations. Thank you. Thank you, guys. It is what it is. I'm here with the living legend, Shane Mosley. Everybody give it up for Shane Mosley. And if Shane, let's see what Shane Mosley has to say first. By the way, please subscribe, follow me on Twitter. Links to my social media right down below in the description box. How'd you feel in there? Well, a little bit. He was younger. He was world champion, and he was ready. He was ready to fight. You know, he's a young guy. I think 27 years old. Al Heyman's somewhere like Birdman. So let me ask you this, Shane. What's left for you to do? What's next? Oh, man. These young guys, I think that he's going to fight the winner of Sean Porter and Keith Thurman. I think Sean's going to be the winner, though. And I know he thinks Keith Thurman, but I think it's going to be Sean. Sean works hard. And I think it'll be a great fight between these guys, Sean and my man right here. Well, thank you. He ain't want to fuck his name up. You guys are the best. Congrats. That bullshit ass post fight interview. Listen, man, you know, Shane Mosley has been doing a good job marketing his career comeback since he was supposed to be retired after he quit against Anthony Mundine. I watched that fight. I believe it was on like a Wednesday morning at like 7 a.m. or some old crazy shit like that. Now I'm wondering, where does he go? It's been known that, you know, Shane Mosley has had some financial problems. He is running his own promotional company with, I guess, I don't even know what boxers they have. You know, now it's time for him to maybe start to train fighters or, you know, help his son out. And his son's not good. You know, Shane Mosley Jr. is not good. You know, he was getting tagged up, you know, on the show earlier. But, you know, I mean, it's a shame. You know, as I said, somewhere Al Heyman is licking his chops like, yes. Because this Evanescence guy is going to, be fighting Sean Porter or Keith Thurman, and whoever fights this Evanescence guy, they're going to they're going to get shit, because they're going to say, well, who is this guy? But he's the mandatory. How did he become WBA interim? I don't know. But let's not be too disrespectful. He does have some good boxing ability. He does have some skill. He's not, trash. But when it comes to a Keith Thurman or a Sean Porter, I see him getting knocked out. Shane Mosley's power just didn't seem there. His jab is gone. Footwork, he was looking sluggish and slow and gassed out. And he's just on Twitter, just talking all kind of crazy shit, telling like these long ass stories, and then had the nerve to in an interview say if he wins that he wouldn't fight Sean Porter or Keith Thurman unless they gave him 10 million. The whole situation is just a joke. But I'm T Street Controversy. This is T Street Controversy Live. I cover every single major fight live. It's sad, to see one of those fighters from the generation of when I was younger, retiring. It's like seeing, like a Kobe, like out the league, and then, we just waiting for Vince Carter and Kevin Garnett to go. So more power to him. I don't know what's he gonna do next, but it is what it is. Because honestly, I don't think that he has anything left. I really don't think that Shane Mosley has anything left. Just my personal opinion. I'm T Street Controversy. This is T Street Controversy Live. Follow me on Twitter, on Facebook, on Instagram. All the links to my social media are right down below under the video in the description box. Please subscribe.